Have you wondered what happens when two bodybuilding legends clash in a heated rivalry? Today, we're going to delve into the intriguing story of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dorian Yates, two of the greatest bodybuilders in history, and their infamous brawl. Despite competing in different eras, criticism of Yates' skills by Schwarzenegger sparked a bad blood rivalry that still resonates today. But what led to this falling out? And who was the better bodybuilder? Stick around to find out as we explore this fascinating rivalry that captivated the world of professional bodybuilding. Sports wouldn't be as exciting without athletic rivalries that add a personal touch and provide extra motivation to competitors, all while entertaining fans. One of the most captivating rivalries in the professional bodybuilding world was Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dorian Yates. While there are plenty of modern-day rivalries, there's something special about the past ones. Whether they're friendly or hostile, rivalries that involve bad blood generate more hype. In the world of bodybuilding, there have been several of these rivalries, and one between former champions Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dorian Yates is particularly intriguing. What makes this rivalry even more fascinating is that the two competitors belong to different eras. So what caused their falling out? It all started with Schwarzenegger's criticism of Yates' skills. As a prominent figure in the sport, Yates' opinion held a lot of weight. He was a game-changer who revolutionized bodybuilding in the 90s by transforming it how it was perceived by spectators. In many ways, the English bodybuilder paved the way for a new era of bodybuilding. Nicknamed The Shadow, Dorian Yates made his Olympia debut in 1991, coming second to the legendary Lee Haney. The following year, he stunned the world with his monstrous size, vascularity, leanness, and shredded physique, ultimately claiming first place at the Olympia in 1992. He turned the sport of bodybuilding on its head with his revolutionary approach, making him a legend in his own right. Dorian Yates, an English bodybuilder, dominated the sport until 1997, winning 6 Mr. Olympia titles and 7 Grand Prize titles, and never placing second. His nickname, The Shadow, was given for 2 reasons. He would disappear after every win to work on his training, and come back the next year to beat his competitors again. And he would always be the biggest man in the room. Yates was known for his hard work and unique training style, advocating for high-intensity training protocol, where he would do one set with maximum intensity taken very close to failure. He was also criticized by Arnold Schwarzenegger for starting an era of mass monsters in bodybuilding, where aesthetics were traded for size, and for making the usage of growth hormones mainstream. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dorian Yates both have a permanent place in bodybuilding history. Arnold brought popularity and recognition to bodybuilding as a respected sport during his era through his personality, charm, and incredible physique. The Pumping Iron movie portrayed athletes in a new aspect, and other professionals such as Lou Ferrigno, Frank Zane, Franco Columbu, Serge Nubret, and Dave Draper also gained prominence. Arnold's influence extended beyond bodybuilding, with achievements in business, movies, and politics. On the other hand, Yates dominated the sport for years with his unique training style and hard work, and was the first bodybuilder to make the usage of growth hormone mainstream. However, in terms of impact and societal prominence, Arnold is the clear winner. Dorian Yates and Arnold Schwarzenegger are both legends in the world of bodybuilding, but they represent different eras of the sport. Arnold was a dominant force in the classic physique era, known for his exceptional back development that guaranteed him multiple Mr. Olympia titles. Dorian, on the other hand, displayed a different dimension of bodybuilding. With his rugged physique and introspective approach, he showed what it took to become a champion and to keep winning, even with devastating injuries. Dorian also had one of the freakiest backs in bodybuilding history, with a focus on thickness that set him apart from his competitors. Despite their differences, both Arnold and Dorian were exceptional in their own ways. It's difficult to compare them and judge who was better, as the aesthetics that would win were different between their respective eras. In fact, they never competed against each other. However, both left a significant impact on bodybuilding, with Dorian's intense approach and Arnold's dominance in the classic physique era. It's clear that both of them are legends in their own right. Dorian Yates was asked by an interviewer about his thoughts on Arnold Schwarzenegger, and his responses were not as positive as one might anticipate they would be toward the former California governor. Yates noted that in the middle of the 1990s, when he was a pioneer in rushing into a new era of bodybuilding, with a change in what was considered to be a desired style and aesthetic, Arnold Schwarzenegger launched an attack on bodybuilding while he was attacking the sport of bodybuilding. Yates was a forerunner in this movement, and he went on to criticize Yates and his part in bringing about the change that was implemented in the sport. This statement has evidently continued to offend Yates. which is especially surprising given that Schwarzenegger did not know Yates on a personal level. Therefore, he is left wondering why Arnold felt the need to make such a direct judgment on his abilities, labor, and accomplishments. Arnold Schwarzenegger has never been coy on his perspective on the sport of modern bodybuilding, not even in his younger years. Arnold was quoted as saying, "Some elite bodybuilders have taken the sport to an extreme and are so fixated on their size that it is killing them. The vast majority of people will benefit from lifting weights, but there are those competitors who take it to an unhealthy level and are just concerned about getting bigger, bigger, and bigger." He continued by stating that they have, in my judgment, gone too far with it. It has become excessively competitive, and even they are going to take more and more goods that they are not supposed to. And unfortunately, this occasionally results in the death of people. Schwarzenegger has referred to the sport of bodybuilding as the most dangerous in the world after a series of tragic deaths that have occurred inside the bodybuilding community in recent years. In addition, he mentioned that the previous year, the more extreme it gets and more competitive the top athletes get, the more they are lifting weights that the body was not meant for. Arnold is not ignorant about the subject he is discussing. In the end, there is evidence from the study to back up his opinion. In the world of elite bodybuilding, the use of performance-enhancing medication like steroids is rather prevalent. However, these substances are linked to a number of serious long-term health hazards, including testicular shrinkage, infertility, and heart attacks. Schwarzenegger was quoted as saying, "Sometimes they are taking drugs that are damaging for their health and are making them so strong that the tendons and bones were not meant for that weight. So then it gets into a really dangerous situation." According to Schwarzenegger, when it comes to competing at a really elite level, bodybuilding is not any more dangerous than a great number of other sports. In general, and so long as it's not taken to unhealthy lengths, Arnold Schwarzenegger thinks bodybuilding is a good thing. When done correctly, lifting weights has numerous beneficial consequences, including the development of muscle, the reduction of body fat, the strengthening of bones and joints, the reduction of the risk of injury, and the improvement of the health of the heart. Arnold Schwarzenegger is of the opinion that the sport of bodybuilding has been one of the most significant contributors to both human and physical advancements in the past half-century. Arnold's critical remarks about contemporary bodybuilding are met with pushback from both the past and the future. In 2015, Arnold made a number of direct and critical remarks regarding present-day physiques, which were the subject of much controversy. It's common knowledge at this point. In comparison to the physiques that were common during the golden age of bodybuilding, he views present physiques as laughable, yet contemporary bodybuilders remain impervious to his criticisms. However, despite the passage of time, his statements continue to carry a significant amount of weight because many people consider Arnold Schwarzenegger to be the finest and most influential bodybuilder of all time. Arnold was essential in shifting popular perceptions of boxing, which at the time was considered a social outlier and on the fringes of what was considered to be socially acceptable behavior. This is an important contribution that assisted the development of bodybuilding as a sport. And there you have it, the story of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dorian Yates, two bodybuilding legends whose rivalry added an extra layer of excitement and drama to the sport. Despite competing in different eras, their impact on bodybuilding and their legacy still resonate today. Arnold and Dorian were both exceptional in their own ways, and their contributions to the sport cannot be understated. From Arnold's dominance in the classic physique era to Dorian's revolutionary approach to training, they have left an incredible mark on bodybuilding history. It's clear that their rivalry was fueled by a mutual desire to push the limits and strive for excellence. So who was the better bodybuilder? It's a question that may never be answered definitively. But what we do know is that both Arnold and Dorian are true legends in their own right. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this.